I cannot with you.
Hey guys.
Welcome, welcome, welcome into guys. um,
Make sure to like and subscribe.
be sure to like and subscribe. You're too much. Hey, guys, here we are. Welcome, 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 welcome into the live, everybody. Thank you all so much. I don't think I get any peace. Um, because of the location, I was trying to see if I could get at least a little bit of quiet in the background, but it seems like I'm not going to be able to get that. Um, but whatever the case may be, we are going to make the best of it. All right? Okay. Put your legs down. Put your legs down. Remember, it's a camera right there. Okay.
I don't know who those kids are, but guys in the school. That's Zarya. I don't know
Okay, gents people. So we are going to be talking. So we're going to talk this evening, guys. We're going to talk a little bit about the girl here. That girl that young lady that caused all that ruckus over the last week, where she said that she she had gone to she was going home from work. She saw a baby on the side of the road. The baby, she called 911 to say that there was a baby in a white t-shirt. The baby had on a diaper. It looked like a little white boy baby. She said, she was following the baby. She had followed the baby for what she said was 600 yards. I don't know, maybe your measurement is off, because 600 yards is a long way. A little baby can't walk that fast for 600 yards. That's like several football fields. So we know that ain't true right there. But she said that she saw the baby and she was following the baby. She was advised to keep her eyes on the baby. She she eventually claimed that she got out the car, called a family member, took off her wig, took off her Apple Watch, threw down her phone, ran off with her bag of snacks and some money. So she was prepared to survive this quote unquote kidnapping. Andrea, what's up? Joseph, what's up? Brothers, how are you doing? Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for coming. Yeah, so I'm just going over the events that occurred with this young lady before we get into the meat of the matter and talk about what you think should happen to her. So for those of you who have not yet heard this story, and I don't know who haven't heard of the story, there's this young lady called Carlee Russell, and I'm going to just put up her photograph here so that you all can have a look at her, because she has been around. Her photographs have been circulating over social media for the last week, and there's absolutely nobody on social media who haven't probably come across this young lady. She is a nursing student, 25 years old, out of Alabama or somewhere. So Thursday evening, she was getting out of work. She called 911 as she was driving on the highway to say that she had she had seen a baby, a toddler, she says, walking along the side of the road unattended, with no adult in sight. She didn't see any cars parked anywhere. She didn't see anybody. And the baby had on a white t-shirt. The baby was wearing only white t-shirt and a diaper. She was very specific, and more importantly than her being specific, I also noted that she was very coherent when she was talking to the 911 operator. And later on, when we listen to the 911 call, we are going to it will be time for us to confirm that she seemed quite coherent and she was answering the questions appropriately. And so I did not think that she was under any form of duress when she was answering the questions. But anywho, she continued, the 911 operator told her to keep an eye on the baby. The police were on their way. However, when the police got there, she had already gotten out of her car and she was nowhere to be found. Her wig was on the ground there. Her cell phone was there. Her Apple Watch was there because, she knew that her cell phone and her Apple Watch could track her or location. So what did she do? She took them off. She took off her wig because you see, taking off the wig means that she's now in a disguise. Because a lot of women nowadays, if they take off their wigs, they look like a different person. Some people go nowhere without their wigs. And if they take it off, you may not recognize them. So she took off her wig, she left her Apple Watch, she left her phone, but she had some money with her and she had some snacks that she had bought earlier in the day. And she took off. Nobody could find her all of Thursday night, all of Friday, all of Friday night, all of Saturday. Saturday night, she shows up at her parents' house. Now imagine that you were being kidnapped, but the kidnapper didn't even bother to take you far away. They took you right around the corner, and then deposited you close to your parents' house. Now, for those of you who have been following the story, you would have heard the convoluted story that she told police. Police did explain what they were told. And it says that police were told that this is what the account that she gave to the police, that when she got out of the car to check on the baby, some guy came out of the woods and grabbed her and mumbled something about the baby and took her into the woods and then took her into some trailer where there was a woman. She said she did not see the woman, but she heard the woman's voice and she heard a baby crying. She said they undressed her, they took photographs of her, but they did not sexually assault her. That's one part that I find to be very concerning. Then she goes on to say that in the morning, the female kidnapper gave her some cheese crackers and was playing with her hair. But I thought she said she never saw the female kidnapper. You all remember some months ago we talked about a story about a woman out of California by the name of Sherry Papini? Y'all remember that woman who had disappeared a few years ago? She had disappeared. She said she went for a jog and she disappeared, claiming that she was kidnapped by two Mexican women. Y'all remember that? Well, this story is eerily similar because Sherry Papini returned home after 21 days. Well, she didn't return home. She made herself to be found on the side of the road. And she was found on the side of the road and brought to the hospital. We know how that turned out because her husband divorced her because he was riding for her the whole way. And then when he realized that he had been duped, he couldn't take it any longer. And so he divorced her. She got some time I think she's currently serving time in prison. And here comes this young lady again, come up with this kind of convoluted story about being kidnapped by some guy. But what makes it even more interesting, for her to say that there was a baby, she sat down and she thought about this before she did it, to say that she saw a baby on the side of the road. This young lady did everything to give us a shock factor. She did everything to make sure that all our emotions were invested in this story. Because once we hear of a baby on the side of the road, everybody's interest is going to be piqued. And then when you hear of a young woman with such compassionate heart stopping to see about the baby and then being kidnapped, we are taken into the mindset of a depraved human being. And then we are thinking, gosh, humanity is gone to worse than the dogs. If we could be so deprived that we use a baby to lure some unsuspecting driver to stop on the side of the road so that we could kidnap them. And I tell you, this young lady, she, this young lady, I would tell you, she would get the prize for creativity, for creating a false narrative. She would get the prize for that. But talking about prize, let me take her off the screen so we can see each other. Talking about prize, now tell me, what do you all think? What, talk to me, guys. What do you all think about this action? And what do you think her punishment should be? I'll go first. Well, it is clear by now that this was a hoax, that this was a blatant lie, that this was a made up story. And I don't know if she made up the story because she has mental problems. Um, I saw one report that said that her boyfriend and her were on the verge of breaking up, so she wanted his attention, and that's why she did this. I don't know if that is true. I cannot verify that, but it would tell me that this young lady is having some serious mental issues for her to come up with such a thing, for her to think about doing this and not think about the ramifications of this kind of behavior and the consequences that she's going to have to face. And that, if that was not enough to deter her from carrying out this act, then I don't know what would. And so, to that end, I believe that this young lady deserves some time behind bars, and she deserves to pay restitution to the state. It's a pity we can't have her pay restitution to all of us who went online and begged for her safe return, and all this emotion that she had us investing into this false story. So we're going to wait to see what the authorities say and what they do with her, because she had gone to the doctor, she'd gotten checked out, she had been released, she's back home. I saw one report where the police went to the house to speak with her. They were told that she was not ready to talk. Her mom seems to be in denial, still claiming that she's traumatized, and for 48 hours she was fighting for her life. Carlee, no, you weren't fighting for anything. If anything, you were struggling with might have been the demons that made you do such a thing, but certainly you weren't fighting for any life because you were not kidnapped. The blind could see that. The story didn't make sense. The story wasn't storying at all. It wasn't adding up at all, and for all those vehicles, when I look on the camera footage, and for all those vehicles that were passing, that were going with her in that same direction, nobody else called 911 to say they saw an unattended baby on the side of the road. Only Carlee saw that phantom baby. Only her. Okay? And so I don't know if she was experiencing a psychotic moment or something of this sort, but something is clearly depraved and missing, warped even in a young woman's mind when she could sit down and come up with this story, craft this elaborate story. And she forgets that in this day and age, this is not 1930, 1970, or even 1980. This is the day of Google. This is the day of the internet. Everything you do on your phone can be traced and tracked. Every Google service you use is recorded under your account. You cannot escape. If the police don't find you, they don't want to find you, or you're not the priority on their list. So how did you think you were going to get away with this? I have no idea. But I have listened to the 911 tapes, and I've listened to the 911 tapes, and I've listened to lots of people give their take on it, and people are expressing their anger and their outrage, their frustration that after they had invested as much as they had in this story, only to find out that it was a lie. So, guys, before we talk about it any further, I'm going to have us listen to this 911 call that she made, and then we will talk about it.
That while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her.
All right, so you hear she said the man came out of the tree, said he was checking on the baby. All right, let's listen to.
Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data included several internet searches in the days leading up to their disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term "you have to pay for an Amber Alert" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "how to take money from a register without being caught" was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "Birmingham Bus Station" was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were two searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee.
So you see, guys, this young woman thought out this hoax. She thought about how she was going to pull it off, what she needed to pull it off, and what the consequences. She was thinking about the consequences, because here she was talking about she was searching to find out how to take money from the cash register without being caught. And that is the cash register at her job, because when she came back, she had like $107 with her, which clearly they believe that she stole from the cash register at her job. Boy, this young lady has really messed her life up. She has really messed her life up. I don't know if her intention was to go viral, to be heard, to be known, but this is all in a negative way. And if she thought that this was going to be beneficial to her, she thought wrong. Because I can only see right now her going into I don't want to say a downward spiral. I don't want to say that. And I don't want that for her. But I don't know how she's going to get herself out of this, because this is going to haunt her for the rest of her life, because people are never going to forget. No, she can't say anything that's going to make people believe her anymore, because she has ruined all her chances of any credibility. And now that we know that she's capable of committing these kinds of atrocities, her goose is kind of cooked, if you ask me. But anywho, we are going to continue listening.
600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line.
So her poor mother, for her to not just put law enforcement into this predicament, but to also put her mom, her family members in this predicament as well. It shows a very serious level of depravity for somebody to do such a thing. I think if she had not returned, everybody would still be looking for her and still believing that she was kidnapped. I'm glad that she came back, because where was she gonna go? If somebody took her, they would have taken her far away. Nobody gonna kidnap you and be doing your hair and be giving you cheese crackers, or nobody's going to kidnap you just for you to take off your clothes and take pictures of you and no. And for nobody else to be able to corroborate her story. Nobody else on the highway saw the baby that she spoke about. Nobody else saw what she saw. Means that there was something wrong with the story from the beginning. And so I hope that Carlee gets the help. I'm just going to say, I hope she gets the help that she needs. But before we do any of that, before we talk about that,
While driving down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest.
I agree with the police to give her some time to rest, give her some time to think over what she has done, give her some time to think it through before the DA presses charges. All right. And I think rightfully so, she should, there should be some serious consequences for this kind of behavior, because I don't think the consequences are stiff enough for people to deter people from making up these stories and throwing the entire nation on its head, trying to find them when there are real people out there. There are real people missing. There are real children who have been taken against their will, whose parents are beside themselves with grief, trying to find their children. And we're not hearing anything about those children. But yet, this young woman comes up with this elaborate story, and we're all over it, and it's all over the news, only to find out that it is not true. Now, if Carlee wants to do something to redeem herself, I believe that she should go ahead and be an advocate for missing children. All right? That's going to be it, where I'm going to log off of this live for today. That is going to be it. That's my take on the Carlee that's my take on the Carlee situation. As the days go by, I am looking forward to hear what the Alabama police is going to say, what the DA is going to say about this, whether or not they're going to charge her, whether or not they're going to fine her, and what the outcome is going to be. Usually in cases like these, the police are not in a hurry. They are not going swiftly because, nobody has died, all of that. They're taking their time because they're going to gather enough evidence, just like in the Sherry Papini case. Remember that one? Just like in the Sherry Papini case, where they went slowly but surely, making sure they got all the information that they could regarding where she was and who she was with and all of her activities. They grinded the wheels of that wagon very slowly, but that wagon surely reached where it was supposed to go. And so Sherry Papini is serving time in prison for that elaborate hoax that she perpetrated several years ago. And now this young lady came up with this other hoax, throwing everybody on their heads trying to find her. And I hope that she learns a lesson from this. And anybody else out there was thinking of doing some nonsense like this, I hope you understand that it is not okay to mislead people like that. It is not okay to do stuff like that. I know in this day of social media, people are itching. They have this unbridled desire to be seen, to be heard, to be known. And so they will go out of their way and do the craziest things just to go viral. A lot of people are going viral for the wrong things. And so if you are one of those people who are thinking, I want to find a way to go viral, go online every day, talk about something. I mean, why you got to put yourself in danger or put yourself in situations that could land you in jail, in prison even, if you want to go viral? There are many other ways to go viral. You don't have to break the law to go viral. Cod is here, Andrea, Joseph, Bridazel, and everybody else who is in the chat. I sincerely appreciate you. I know my background is a little bit noisy. My background is a little bit noisy, and you all know why. Oh, good helpers, good girl. Oh, good job. Good. I'll throw this up the stairs for you. You can catch it, okay? I can't even fling. She was going up the stairs with a handful of clothes and something fell from her. I was going to throw it up, but guys, I can't even throw it over I can't even throw it over the rail. God, no, I can't. Oh, here, baby, this fell from your sister. Be careful, man. You fall. If you fall on the concrete, you will knock out your teeth. Them. She's as cute as a button. See, you dropped something, sweetheart. You dropped something behind you. Wait, wait. Did you not see me? I left you a message on TikTok earlier. I'll see you say nothing. What's up? Yes, Mama. I did leave you a message on TikTok later. So you better check your TikTok. Because I left you a message. Okay? Yes. And here I am. We're never gonna have the life without. We're never gonna have the life without my grandbabies. Talking, 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 talking. Oh, me not tell lie no. Me not tell lie. Did I in a life nor dead? Me not tell lie. Yeah. Once upon a time, me would have start stories a little bit, but me not tell lie no more. Cause nobody can beat me. Me say what me say, and me don't say it. Oh my gosh. OMG. You try go and go look. Hurry up and go look. I'm leave you the message. When you fall down. Come here. No make you never see the couch around against the wall here, so. So why you never just move the couch from the wall? Or make the couch just dig out the wall, so. I can't bother with you no man, Joe. Anyway, these are my grandbaby. Hold on, cause me know some me download it. I know I downloaded the 911 call, but me not see it. Hold on, the people.
Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term.
I know I downloaded the 911 call, but I can't find it. I don't know what happened. But I know I did download it. Is it in my phone here? Let's see. Yeah, I thought they were clean. But see, everybody making trips up. Oh my God. Me see them traveling up the stairs with clothes. I thought they were all clean clothes. See them going to the washroom, go take out everything. You message me? Really? What you said? Hold on, let me look and see. What did you say? Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out. How do my grandpa them Jesus?
Make sure to like and
Can I eat
subscribe.
what's up? You smell like me? Yes, it does smell like me.
Or smell like
You hear that? They just smell like. I don't think those are clean. No. I'm not sniffing nothing. Let me close the fist.
Daddy, are those clean?
I'm gonna put on your shirt from new one. They coffee, they protect the life with them. Oh my gosh. Kanaika, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. How are you doing? Well, I know. Me, I look for see. Me, I look for see. Me, I look for see. You send me one message, Whitney. Yes, ma'am. What's it? What's wrong with you? These people are crazy. On my way to work as you. Oh, wow. You know, I know how it goes. I know how it goes. Watch out, put this on my neck. No, I am fine, my love. I am fine. I am here on grandmama baby. I'm on grandmama duties. Girl, I tell you, Whitney. Oh my gosh. I'm never going to be able to do a live. I just have to just make up my mind and just do the live with the noise in the background. I don't think there's going to be any other way for me to. I don't think there's going to be another way for me to escape it because because if I say I'm not going to if I say I'm not going to do the live because there's too much noise in the background, I will never do a live for the next couple of days. You understand? I'll have to wait until they go to bed at 10, 11 o'clock before I do live. By that time, y'all are in bed too. I'm over here doing live all by myself. But well, let me look for the message. May I look for the message where what is this? If I what? Oh my God, I don't even know what to say about the Carlee Russell situation. Kanaika, I know what to say. I said the girl is a liar. I said the girl is crazy. Something is wrong with her. For you to get up and just make up such a story. Make up such, and it's clear that she thought about it because she thought about what she was gonna do, how she was going to do it, whether or not she was going to get caught. The girl wanted her name out there for whatever reason, and so the girl made up this story. Somebody said her boyfriend and her had an argument because they the boyfriend, she found out that the boyfriend was having a relationship with a stripper, and the boyfriend said he wanted to be with the stripper, some nonsense of the sort. And so she decided to do this to get his attention. Me know, so sometimes when you want to a man and the man don't want you, sometimes you go temporarily psychotic, your mind go places like, wow, what can I do to make him show me attention? We have seen that happen over and over. Sensible people don't do those kinds of things and go out of their way. But we are not all constituted the same, and so some people get really, really, really invested in such an event, and their emotions get the better of them, and they might. Lord Jesus, me and these people. You kids are something else. Yeah. Let me see. That is so funny. What is that supposed to be?
A dinosaur match.
A dinosaur? What is that?
When you open your mouth, this way.
Okay, do it again. Let me see. Wait, yeah, I know I sent you I know I sent you a message earlier. made it. They said this week. When I see it. Hold on then. When I see the message. Oh. See them, I send the message right there, so. And TikTok said me can send you, Whitney. TikTok said me can send you 3 messages until this user accepts your message request. So you try to look in your message, them and sister me send you the message.
Yes.
Alright. Watch out. Moffat, you're not seeing it because you're not. Love me, yes, yes. Who made this for you?
Yeah. I was at school and then they picked me up from school for a day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you went on a girl date with me? Oh my God. You're just jealous, Moffat. You may have grandbabies and you don't. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo. You not stop telling me story now. Me say what story? Me yes, them can't even name grass. Me... Flower. They didn't want to be your friend?
They did.
Oh, they did?
They did.
Oh. Did you get their name?
Yeah.
Them can't even name grass. Take my grandputney them. It's Whitney said they're gonna send her to jail. Yes, she needs to. She needs to go. She needs to go and go spend a little bit of time behind bars, and she needs to pay restitution to the city. Yes. Oh, you're jealous. Actually, you need to start early. After me don't want to rush my age. Well, no worry yourself. By the time you have grandchildren, me have great grandchildren. By the time you have grandchildren, me have great grandchildren. Shots fired, can. Oh. Watch out. Oh my God. I can never have a good life when I have these children around. But I guess it's a good life because they are very entertaining. That looks very cute, Z. So for no matter not come, they want to see. They want to see you. And you are going to still look young as sprucey. I'm going to make myself with them. OMG. You something else. You know that. You something else. You know what with me. Yeah. Yes, what you got to tell me? You went to the park? With whom? With your friend? Okay. Oh, okay. Who is that friend? Who is that friend, Z? Oh, okay. When they say I don't know what's going on, can't say she favor you. Yes, this one. Yes, this one, the first one. Yeah, she is definitely mini me. She is. Whitney, Whitney, don't play with me. I got 2 TikToks. You know, there is one for stale news that I post mostly news stories, and then there is the Trevisan one where I do all of my shenanigans. Come, let me help you with it. Come. Come now, let me help you with it. Come. Oh, she don't want me to help her with her.
This is the one.
What's this?
That's my turtle.
Who broke it?
The one turtle and smashed it on the floor.
Really? So we smash your turtle? Well, this part, since the turtle is mashed, you may as well go put it in the trash. You can't still use it. That's why I've gathered up all kind of garbage in the place. Can't put it in the trash. No, you know I have another account, the Stale News account. Let me see what's it. That's a Peppa Pig. All right, let me talk to people in my line now. What do you can't even give me a break? Do not turn on that thing. You are going to fall. Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me put it there. Yesterday, I got it from there. I think it's
I will never function. I will never be able to function like this. You know, my grandchildren them are something else. That one fits you, you know that? It fits you. You look like a real dinosaur. Roar like a dinosaur. How the dinosaur roar? Oh my God. Witness says she didn't learn from the guy that was in the movie. Oh, which one of the movie? The one that she looked up called Taken? Oh, you know something, guys. I don't know something make light of a situation. That is my coping mechanism to sort of make light of stuff. So be careful. We don't know sort of playing a ball in the house. I'm gonna go on the parents' things the man broke them up. I want to know. Missy, this are shoes, yeah. I didn't know so they have shoes where when you talk, the shoes light up. Did y'all know all of these things? Nobody told me. Watch yourself. Picnic, here the shoes come. When you talk, the shoes, look there. When you talk, the shoes light up like music. See? When you talk, the shoes light up. You never seen that like this? So the shoes have one like one series something. What? Motion sensor, voice sensor. It have one voice sensor in the shoes. So when you talk, the shoes light up. The shoes can turn on and turn off. What you saw? Yeah, the shoes can turn on and turn off. And the shoes have what you saw? And the shoes have one charging port. You never hear them like this? What you saw? So that means these are shoes can't wash. Just wipe it off, not wash it. See that the shoes are one charging port. What's there?
It's not like
Me never see them as it. No tell them fancy sitting in front of me. For them probably they record everything. Or the top break off of this. Whether the break off the top off of this. Eh?
it was not coming out, so I used
You use your force and pop it off. So see them missing. Oh, take them as sitting in front of me for them as sitting there. It must be by that dinosaur. Misa, you know something now? How about that? No, so you know, son me buy them something there. You understand? No, son me buy them something there, not me. For me not spend money buy them the foolishness there. Well, me should I buy one shoes that have one charging port, one shoes you have to charge up, shoes where have voice sensor in it. Why me should I buy one shoes like that? No, sir. Because see how much money your mother pay for that. Not me. That's not a few dollars, sister. Oh, it all come with instruction book. You know, yeah. Our shoes come with instruction. Oh, I understand. That's why the message doesn't reach me. Because I'm not following that account. Well, get it together, sister. Get yourself together. Get it together. Man, you electrocute the I don't mean. I don't mean because you have to plug in the shoes. Our parents, them you know, would not be me. I mean, you know who they do them the sitting there. You better not walk in the water without the shoes. Because if rain ever catch you out and you walk in the water without the shoes, it won't feel electrocute you. So what the point of having the shoes only wearing it inside? Yeah, grandma wears slippers in the house, but you don't have to wear shoes inside of the house. Because grandma's feet, she don't want them on the cold tile. You're not gonna wear them upstairs though. Okay, good. Guys, you make me not talk here. Me not talk about something sensible. What we are talking about? You going to do one? Yeah. So I draw with a yes, can. I draw with her shoes, brother, because she can't wear them her shoes here. This her shoes in her rain. Electricity, we get electrocuted. She insists that she want to go bake. She want me to go bake with her. You want, and what else you want to make? I'm like, me did I do, to talk with my people then. But since if you want to go make, okay, if you want to, okay, we can go do the baking. We can do the live baking. My people don't mind if I cut this short and then go bake with you. Okay? So we are gonna bake and cook at the same time. Bake and boil at the same time. Guys, I just gotta do it the way my grandkids want me to do it. I can't do it no other way. You gotta have rice already in the fridge to make the fried rice. Yes, we're gonna go make it on the live, but I don't want it to be incorporated with this Carlee live. So me I go cut off the Carlee live and call it a day with Carlee. Me think me dey download the 911 call, but me not see it. I thought I had though. Let me play out them 3 1 years that I'm gonna see here, so and then let me see if any of them.
600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight. 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. That while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claimed she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear on her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Out of respect for Carlee and her family, detectives did not press for additional information in this interview, and made plans to speak with her in detail after giving her time to rest. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. We enlisted the help of the United States Secret Service in conducting this analysis. Part of what data includes several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance that I think are very relevant to this case. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term "you have to pay for an Amber Alert" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "how to take money from a register without being caught" was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "Birmingham bus station" was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset.
All right, so there you have it, guys.
Hello.
Oh, wow. So there you have it, guys. This what did I do to the girl? I don't even love. I don't do nothing at all to the girl. The girl is on her own. Yes, I'm coming. I didn't do anything to the girl at all, my love. That girl take us for a big, big nincompoop. She think that she could come up with this kind of story and everybody was going to well, we believed her initially, but initially I had my reservations because I was like, me oh my, like, I mean, are we this depraved in society that we got to use a baby to lure somebody into a kidnapping trap? That was what I thought. And then lo and behold, the baby is never found, but Carlee shows up unharmed, unhurt. I mean, then the police discovers all these lies and all these searches and everything. That just make the whole story fall apart even more and makes it even more and more ridiculous that any young person, any individual at all, would decide that they would do such a thing. Like, really crazy. But we're gonna follow the story. Well, the story is basically going, but we're gonna follow the developments in this story, and I hope the news stations are going to want to talk to her about it. I want to see if she's going to have the audacity or the gall to go on any radio station or any news outlet and give us another Fallujah story about this supposed event. All right, but we're gonna wait for that. We are going to wait for that and wait to see if the DA is going to file charges against her and see what happens. All right, we will follow her all the way to jail. Tell her, please leave the truck drivers alone. She was looking for you, AG. She run through the parking lot. She said the trailers. She said them carrying a one trailer, AG. And my man run by her when she said trailer, I know. But when she said one woman did in the trailer, I said, I know. What's by carrier in that trailer? OMG, that was not okay for this young woman to do at all. Just not okay. But anyway, we are going to cut off from the talking on Carlee right now. My grandbaby really wants to go bake, and I want to go help her do it before it's their time to go to bed. So come on with me, guys. In the kitchen, I'm gonna cut this live off. And we are going in the kitchen. Let me go see what my grandbabies want to do. All right, so come with me. What you want?